to some religions, there exists a fixed plan, and you're just going through the motions. If a being was able to effectively predict the future, then the future would have to be fixed. Otherwise, those predictions are just lucky guesses. It is a contradiction to simultaneously believe in a divine plan and free will. They can't coexist. Now imagine that you're on your way to work, and you drive by a kiosk, and you feel the urge to buy a ticket for no real reason. You don't usually gamble, but there is a chance to win $10 million, which would mean that you could quit your job that you hate and start a life in luxury. You decide to buy a ticket and then head off to work. After greeting your coworkers and getting an earful from your boss because you're late, you sit down in your cubicle and start working. On your lunch break, however, you remember the ticket you bought and you start scratching. When you're finished, you see that you have in fact won the grand prize of $10 million. This is meant to be, right? You never gamble. But now that you, for the first time in years, actually buy a ticket, you actually win the grand prize of $10 million. After you yell out to your coworkers that you just won, and you tell your boss to fuck off, you run out of the building in pure ecstasy. But you're careless when crossing the street, and you don't notice a car speeding straight towards you. Once you see it, it's too late, and you're on the ground, dead, in a pool of your own blood. No matter how nonsensical or horrible the things orchestrated are, creationists believe that there's a plan to it all. It's never explained by creationists how this deity overcomes the logical barriers such meddling with our reality implies, making it magic. In other words, not science. But if evolution isn't following a divine plan, does that mean it's a purely chaotic process of mere randomness? Well, no. Mutations happen all the time in living organisms, and they are indeed random, but they are regulated for by a predictable force called natural selection. Each mutation may become significant for an organism once it's pitted against the dynamics of the environment in which it's introduced. Thus, natural selection isn't random, it is largely deterministic in nature. But not only is natural selection deterministic, in computer simulations it can even come up with designs that are far more functional than those of a human designer. But even before computer simulations were possible, we could see how natural selection could create an incredible array with its trial and error way of conduct. This is what we see in the fossil record, where we can see how life over millions of years have mutated from very simple life forms to the plethora of life that we have today. Creation by design simply doesn't make any form of sense, as the natural laws of biology are more than adequate to explain the incredible diversity of all life around us, making a divine plan inefficient and redundant.